A isn't for fox and isn't alphabet. Written by Wendy Ulmer and illustrated by Laura Knorr. A isn't for box. It isn't for fox. A is for ants that crawl over your socks. B isn't for kite. It isn't for light. B is for bats that fly by in the night. C isn't for nap. It isn't for map. C is for the cat curled up on your lap. D isn't for crow. It isn't for snow. D is for dragons from times long ago. E isn't for spoons. It isn't for moons. E is for elephants trumpeting tunes. F isn't for hogs. It isn't for dogs. F is for frogs kerplopping off logs. G isn't for mugs. It isn't for bugs. G is for geckos that hide on the rug. H isn't for rings. It isn't for strings. H is for hummingbirds with whirring wings. I isn't for dot. It isn't for knot. I is for iguana who loves a hot spot. J isn't for key. It isn't for knee. J is for jellyfish surfing the sea. K isn't for rain. It isn't for train. K is for kangaroo on an Australian plain. L isn't for dramas. It isn't for mamas. L is for llamas in fuzzy pajamas. M isn't for rat. It isn't for bat. M is for moose in a red checkered hat. N isn't for clown. It isn't for brown. N is for nuthatch who walks upside down. O isn't for dogs. It isn't for rocks. O is for octopus knitting 4 pairs of socks. P isn't for goats. It isn't for boats. P is for possums in warm furry coats. Q isn't for towns. It isn't for frowns. Q is for queen bees with lopsided crowns. R isn't for ear. It isn't for year. R is for reindeer and backpacking gear. S isn't for chair. It isn't for bear. S is for salmon that leap through the air. T isn't for pies. It isn't for flies. T is for turtles with purple bow ties. U isn't for teams. It isn't for streams. U is for unicorn that visits in dreams. V isn't for dove. It isn't for glove. V is for vultures that watch from above. W isn't for door. It isn't for snore. W is for woodpecker whose bill is quite sore. X isn't for seas. It isn't for peas. X is for xenops in rainforest trees. Y isn't for fairy. It isn't for dairy. Y is for yaks, chocolate brown and so hairy. Z isn't for pipes. It isn't for wipes. Z is for zebra with zigzaggy stripes. The end.